Hey. Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
Happening.
Yo, it's been 2 weeks.
Dang.
It's been 2 weeks. We were doing,
Yes, sure has.
we decided that we were going to, we like the vibe of the four of us, so we were going to wait and do all four of us. But it's definitely been 2 weeks, you know? It seems like it's too long, though, for me. I guess because I talk so much.
There you go.
So it seems like it's too long, man. But
It's not even Sunday.
Right.
but anyway,
Exactly.
man, we did some research this episode, man. So we not just talking and
Who said I was just talking before?
Right.
well,
It's free flow.
I know she was. Hey, she was just talking. All right.
Ooh,
Wow.
So listen,
you was just talking out the side of your neck.
Just talking.
hey, that's me, man.
Exactly. Just talking out the side of your
Look,
neck.
y'all already know the cast, man. We got Ebony, man.
Hey.
We got Dom. Okay, he
What's
ain't
going
saying
on? My
nothing.
bad. I'm sorry.
It's like there's Dom. Oh, Chris.
Yo, and we got Marquita in the house.
What's happening?
And y'all already know who I am, man. Mr. Broke Bougie. It's
Ooh, please, let's not
Broke
get into
Bougie
that.
producer, man. Hey, listen, man. And we got a new addition in the house. You gonna tell us about it?
Oh, Oreo?
Yeah, a little
Smush
Oreo.
face.
Yes, my new dog.
Yeah, we
My
got
Shih Tzu. Yeah.
we got a new one, little Shih Tzu in the house.
He almost went back to the original owner last night.
Her. Already, huh?
Yes.
Right.
Dang.
Yeah.
Her.
Don't do smush face like that.
You know what I
for
said?
real,
I
though.
said I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna be patient
Thank you.
because
It's a baby.
1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, he was about to be outside.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a baby. It's a baby.
Right.
Right? All right, we gotta remember that, all right?
Okay.
So
Pray for me, y'all.
what is our featured wine today? Oh, wait a minute. Let me explain this. Cause I'm just talking about what's our featured wine.
All right,
like,
just throw it
like
in
we
there.
been doing this every week. So, oh, y'all gonna have to excuse me, man. So I came up with this idea that, hey, listen, let's feature a wine.
I came up with this idea.
I didn't, so it wasn't me. Who came
Okay,
up with the
so
idea?
I is we.
It must be a we thing.
Oh,
Because
my God.
I is we. Okay.
Man, yeah, listen. If you helped come up with this idea, then I apologize because I literally remember me coming up with this.
That's all
me
you
saying,
remember is
hey, listen, we all know you the representative alcoholic.
Oh Jesus.
All the love.
First of all,
Wow.
I'm the bartender. Get it correct.
I almost wanted to take a sip on that one, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
Really?
Yo, we've
Really?
been beefing today anyway, man.
Yeah. Couldn't y'all tell in the text?
Yeah, in the text
Yeah.
I was
Group
like,
text.
we got a little
Oh,
attitude. I'm like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
like,
Listen, man, we've
Is
been
he
going
on his
at it today.
cycle?
Right.
Am I on the
Yes,
cycle? It's me.
he is.
Yeah, you was definitely on one because I wanted to say some things, but I was like,
Right.
Wow. Okay.
It's definitely him. We
Nah.
definitely beefing
yeah.
today.
Oh Lord, what you do?
Exactly.
It ain't never me, man.
Hey, I got
Hey.
some boxing gloves at the house if y'all ever need them. So,
So
Right. When I hit you
Dang.
up, be like, Dom,
Need
where
them
they at?
gloves.
Right. Where they at?
I'm already know what's going on.
Right,
Like,
right,
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna call you first, just
Right,
yeah,
just-
what
right.
did you do?
Right. You good? You need me come get you?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. So, anyway, I had to go to the. Is that urgent care? Or
You just drifted off subject. What are we talking about?
well,
here?
we're talking about us
the
beefing.
wine.
I was
We're talking
about to
about
get
the
into
wine.
why we
The
beefing,
wine?
but you know, I
Don't
might.
nobody care.
Yeah.
That ain't relevant. They
Okay.
want to know about this wine.
Okay. Well. Oh yeah, I forgot I was talking about that wine. My bad. No, Don was supposed to talk about the wine.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk about this one. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so on my way here, I went to Food Line.
Oh.
Okay.
and
Now
it's
you
to
gotta
say-
tell people about Food Line because we got listeners
Oh, yeah.
all over. and everybody don't know about Food Line.
The local grocery
seriously.
store.
Yeah. It's a local grocery store.
The local
here.
grocery.
Yeah, the local grocery store. I apologize for those who don't know what Food Line is.
No, I'm dead serious.
Yes.
But anyways, this wine, the name of it is called High Table. I don't know if anybody can see from, I don't know where the video's at, but
Yeah,
it's
Got multiple cameras.
Cabaret. It seems to be fairly new from 2020. Supposed to be from France.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
so
say.
Well, it's called High Table. Y'all see it?
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
It's
Let's
like
sip this thing real quick.
13%
I wanna
alcohol.
see what this thing tastes.
Turn up, turn up.
Right.
It's a red. I'm not
I
really
know.
a red.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm
Oh
gonna
my
taste
gosh,
it.
there's some great reds
I
out there.
already feel it.
It
before
started
I-
already.
it's good. I like that.
It's not bad. It's a little dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just I'm more of a sweet.
Right.
Sweet kind
I
of
like
guy.
sweet too.
Yeah, but it's a good wine though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I definitely see me being messed up by the time we get to the end of this. I'm be tore up. And on top of that medicine,
Your medicine.
I just took said something about not
Don't
drink.
You about
Said
to.
something about being drowsy.
Oh
Said-
Lord.
Oh gosh, is that the effects of it already? Jesus.
It seemed like it doesn't have a taste.
Okay.
It tastes.
Because it's dry. It's on a little drier side, so it's not bad though.
It's not as
It
as
definitely
dry as I
tastes
thought it
better
would
than the
be.
one that we had at the
No,
art,
I like the other one better.
Actually,
the
got
art place.
Kind of
You
tastes
like
like
that
some
one?
liquor.
Pro-
Really?
I'm the only one to say things that.
You said it
What?
tastes like liquor.
Yeah, it kind of got like a liquor aftertaste.
You probably just looking at that burning sensation going on in your throat.
Right.
No, it's the taste. It doesn't even burn. I am getting warm.
I don't.
Though.
Oh,
But that's what I'm
Jesus.
saying. It's got that, you know.
I don't taste liquor.
Yeah, I don't taste liquor, but I mean it's
not bad.
not bad.
Hey, listen.
If you eat red meat, I think it would
Yeah, I
pair
was just
well with
thinking
some red
some
meat.
red-
Some food.
Okay. Well, look, let's jump into this episode, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I want to talk about something real quick though.
So,
Something that's been permeating on my heart. You know, the women are killing it in this R&B game right now, man. And I got to give it to them, man. I just listened to Muni Long.
Money.
Money
Long.
Long. Okay, my bad, Mooney. If you listening, if you ever hear this, my bad, baby.
Money.
Oh,
And you still gonna
Money
say Mooney.
Long.
Right.
Mooney Long.
Money Long just made this album, man. Yo, this thing is nice.
He wasn't even thinking about Money Long until I sent it to him yesterday.
That is a lot because I had already heard it. I told her before. I said, "Listen, why am I seeing black stuff? I probably should not be drinking.
Yeah, don't touch
Yo.
it anymore.
That's crazy. Yeah, I might not be needing to pair that with this. Anyway, so Mooney, money.
Jesus.
Like money. Green.
still messing it
That
up.
you spend.
My bad.
Money.
Money Long dropped this album, man, and my wife got a problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem with it. I said this. I called him yesterday because I was listening to it while I was at work. Had my headphones in, so I was listening to it. But I'm a person when it comes to music, because I love music, I listen to the lyrics. I'm a lyrics first, then I may go for a beat, and then, you know, that type of deal. So my thing was, some of these lyrics, I'm just like, girl, really?
Let's get more specific though. Like what was she saying?
I can't see, because I would.
See, there's
Had I
a
known
song
we were
like
going to
this.
talk about this, I would have.
She don't even like the Cartier.
Uh-huh.
The song I've been singing all day.
I like Cartier. So
That's
in
a
that
price
song,
you gotta pay.
in the beginning,
yeah.
she
I heard that song.
says, basically, I'm in love with you, and either you're gonna love me too, or basically you're gonna pay me to have my body, right? And my mindset, and like I said, I told him it's more than likely because I'm older now, but are you really going to settle for a part of a person just to have a piece? Okay, so I can't get you to love me. So any piece of you that I can get, I'm going to be okay with it. But I'm going to make you give me some money just to have that. You know, it doesn't make it make sense.
I was trying to tell her that, hey, listen, this is reality, right?
Reality or not.
This
what
is
I'm
reality,
saying
though.
is,
She just said,
the
all
older
saying
you
is,
get is you don't.
Your things change.
listen, all the girl
not-
is saying is, listen, look, I love you, but if you ain't going to return that love, cool, I'm going to use you. So, if you want my body, there's a price you got to pay. And I love Cartier.
Who's truly being used? At the end of the day, who's truly being used, though? Because her feelings and emotions are in it. Because she made that known in the beginning. So, who's getting the short end of that stick? She is.
That's because you thinking with your mind, that westernized mindset. And I keep telling you about this stuff.
Gosh. Westernized mindset.
Wow.
For real, man.
That's not westernized.
No, I'm being for real now, man.
That's being honest. No matter what you say, if you're willing to sacrifice just having a piece of somebody, you're hurting yourself in the end.
Period. Look, you can call it maturation.
Period. Okay.
Oh my God! Please no. Listen, you can call it what you want. You can call it maturation. But in her situation, she feels justified.
I didn't say that she didn't.
And then, furthermore, we acting like she wrote it. I haven't looked at the credits, but I'm pretty sure she ain't the only one who wrote the song.
I'm quite sure she isn't. I'm quite sure the whole album she didn't necessarily write by herself. But I'm just still saying, when it comes down to the lyrics, that's what you fall for. This is what you're putting out there. That ain't necessarily the mindset that you should be having.
All right.
So.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
It was a couple songs on there that I didn't fully agree with, but again.
I mean, I definitely do see both sides, but I just feel, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's just, I guess some people just view it as just, it's just a song.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, some people, you know, and you know, that it might depend on the circumstances at that time.
Well, that brings us to that Atlanta conversation. We may have touched on it last week or a couple weeks ago. I can't remember because, you know, a couple weeks are so far apart. But
Put that down.
we had talked about they were trying to use rappers' lyrics against them in court to lock them up, right? But we saying it's just a song. But I was talking to my brother, actually. I was talking to my brother about this same conversation. And oftentimes it's not just a song, right? Because you got some people, and I hate to say weak-minded. I really do. When it comes to mental health, I hate to say people are weak-minded. But you do have some people who aren't as strong as others mentally, that are more susceptible and gullible to say, what y'all gonna have to forgive me for my language now, but for example, shoot a nigga on the porch and make him fall in his kitchen, right? I think that was back in the day, Lil Wayne, right? You got some people that think like that though. I'm a busting this dude, blah 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 blah. But these clowns, what they doing? These clowns are going out there committing acts of violence, and they're rapping about it, giving themselves away. Now they want to this freedom of speech. Freedom of speech don't work like that. Freedom of speech has limitations, right?
Right.
And if it didn't, no, seriously. Freedom of speech has limitations. Because if it did not, then people could go out there. Because like I was telling my brother, writing or drawing is a form of expression. That can be said to be a form of speech. And if all freedom of speech was covered correctly, then there's all type of drawings that we could be seeing that we know is illegal. I ain't gonna go there, but there's all type of stuff that you get what I'm saying, that could be out in public that we know would be illegal. So freedom of speech is not protected fully.
Right.
I just feel like though, some people who talk about that actually did live that, so that's all they know. There's people who's been in that's all they seen. They don't even go. They never even really get with the school. They didn't have that mindset. They didn't have the parents to even back them up for anything like that. That's all they knew because that's all they had was the streets.
All right.
I agree. However, if they have the means of picking up a cell phone and recording and posting it to Facebook, YouTube, all the socials. By the way, if y'all listening, follow us at Official Enamored on all socials. Had to drop that plug real quick. But if they can do that, right, then they can easily go to Wikipedia, dictionary.com, whatever. You know what I'm saying? For source. They can apply themselves to something outside of that. And don't get me wrong. I grew up around that same stuff. You get what I'm saying? I didn't make those choices. Well, I made bad choices. Let me not say it like that. I made poor decisions as well. However, it's just that you could be. It's plenty of stories like that though. You can be surrounded by something and not become a product of it. You get what I'm saying? It's your mindset.
Right.
What do you want to accomplish? Right?
True. Very much so.
Go ahead and tap it up. Go ahead. No, you finish.
So right now, Dom is killing it. He really enjoyed the high
table.
Cabernet.
He really enjoyed the high table.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Pretty good.
So, I think a good topic for us to jump into, being we were started out with the little Muni Long thing, right? So there was a discussion about guys and them being, for the lack of a better term, being a little nasty with their side pieces versus with their significant others, right?
Go ahead.
I just want to say, why you got a side piece anyway if you married?
True. Or if you're in a committed relationship.
That part. But, okay, proceed.
So, I guess this is a great topic for fellas. Y'all to chime in. Why do you feel the need to be more seductive? Maybe that's the term I should have used. More seductive with
I'm gonna let you go first on this. I'm gonna let you go first because I'm liable to take this thing real philosophical.
Oh,
no, we don't want philosophical. We want
the truth.
We want.
I'm gonna give it to you, but it's. I'm telling
it's
you,
not philosophical.
It is.
Oh my god.
Now,
let me drink to that one.
Dom said
for everybody who's
first.
listening, for a disclaimer, I have never done anything like this. I never had no side piece. If I'm with somebody, I'm not with somebody. Anyways, so my thing is that if you do have a side piece, whatever, and you do, are more loving than your wife, I think it's more one. You don't see that person all the time. You ain't got to deal with them. Their problems, their negative, that 80% that we don't want.
Dang.
We really do. I mean, the whole point of the side piece is the 20%. That's it.
Okay.
And if you have a side piece and she's the one that you giving it all to, because one, you don't have to worry about her nagging, or not. I won't say nagging, but like you don't have to worry about arguing or anything like that. You don't have to worry about her personal stuff like that. It's just when y'all meet, it's like the first time every time.
Interesting. Oh, do you?
But
now?
my thing is,
Mister, I like that.
So
I
why
like
can't
that.
you? I don't understand. Like, if you're married or with your significant other, why can't you do the things that you're doing with your side piece with that person? Like, that's what you in a relationship for, right?
That's a question I can't answer because I've never been in that type of situation.
Well, I have. So let me say this, and when I say it's philosophical, It's just my opinion. Right?
Put the cup down.
Just let me relax, man. Don't kill my vibe.
Uh-oh.
Now listen.
Till he laid out over there.
Right.
Listen though. So
Right. Right. Knocked out.
Right.
let me say how I'm gonna say this. When a man has a side piece, big.
Okay, as we were saying.
Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. So listen. What?
I was waiting for the judge's comment, but she seen that. I was like,
That's
dang, that's bad.
What I was trying to say was this. I was posing this question, right? The question is it often easier to open up fully to someone that you don't know versus someone that you do?
No.
No?
Who tells all their personal business to somebody that they don't know?
But see, they may never come back. It may never come back to you. You don't have to face
Time out.
judgment.
But I pause. I think you're misunderstanding. She didn't say a one night stand. It's a side piece. So that's somebody that you're dealing with on a inconsistent, however so often basis. So you are seeing this person more than once. A side piece doesn't get the name of a side piece just by doing it one time. That's a one night stand.
Okay, anyway. Do you often feel yeah, okay. I don't know what that mess is about. That's emotions coming up.
That
So-
ain't emotions. That you're referencing that to being like a stranger. Like you go out, you find somebody at the club, you
who do you
hit
see
it
every
at
day?
one time, and that's it.
Who do you have to spend your life with every day? Who do you wake up to every day?
Your significant other.
Okay.
However,
So again,
that's not.
I would much rather give myself wholly to a person that I don't know. Because
Why?
I may not feel any judgment coming back.
Why
Because
have a
hold on.
significant
Because wait a
other
minute.
then?
I'm about to tell y'all why. Because people like Keke Palmer run around talking about Trey Songz need to be locked up and all this and the third. But to him, these are normal sexual activities. She just ain't ready for it. And then, am I right or am I wrong? Then she just, because it's weird to her, she running around with her old looking self, running around talking about Trey Songz is all this, that, and the third. He's crazy, blah, blah, blah. But then there's other girl saying, that stuff normal. It's kinky. It's sexy to me. But
think I
my
get what
wife
you're
don't.
saying.
My wife don't. She ain't with it. So, but this thought over here is,
But I'm pretty sure if you had the conversation with your significant other or your wife, which should be your best friend, you should be able to have those conversations.
should be.
Do you though? Do you have those conversations, or do you just assume because I don't think that she would like it, I'm not gonna
have
say
that
anything?
conversation, right?
I agree.
That's
I
what
agree
we
with
feel
that.
like humans on not just in like our personal relationship, like our like wife and husband or boyfriend and girlfriend, like in any relationship, that is a
Right.
big thing. It don't matter. It could just, you could be my boss, and and if I have a problem and I don't address it to you, that's my fault.
Exactly.
Right.
And I agree with what y'all saying 100%. That's where I was eventually gonna go, because ultimately I feel that way. A lack of communication is what causes a lot of these problems. Because my wife may be kinkier than I think. She may be holding back because she think you ain't ready.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what
I have you hanging
Right.
from the chandelier. Wait a minute.
And listen, man.
No, the shower rod.
I get
Right.
it, man. So hey, man, I get it. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people think like what I was trying to pose a second ago is, a lot of people think that way. That she's not going to accept me for the person that I truly am when it comes to behind a closed door. You know what I mean? She's not going to accept me wholly. And she may, but I don't know that because I ain't talked to her about it. I'm scared
Well,
to
why
lose her.
aren't you? That's what I understand. Why aren't you having a conversation with your best friend, your
You shoulda
girlfriend,
had all
your
these
wife? Right.
but-
You should have had them before you got married or whatever.
But I was going to say that, but then a thought just came to me just that fast. People change.
True.
I start off with every intention of, I love this person and I only want to be with her. I only want to have sex with her. I felt that way when I took my vow. However, over time, I changed, and we are we should change with our partner. That don't mean you need to be, and that I'm not saying that you should allow your partner to go out there hunching on everything he see or she see. That's not what I'm saying. But we should try to be open to having conversations, to sharing certain feelings, to sharing certain. Maybe she wants to go to what's them things called? For all the Fayetteville listeners, what's that place on Bragg Boulevard? The swinger thing.
That was
Yeah, the swinger zone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't into that. But.
Listen,
right.
they got a whole swingers club out there, right? She may be interested. Maybe she just wants to watch. You get what I'm saying? People change over time. Oftentimes, you don't know what you want till later on. Especially for those who get married, they feel like I'm so in love with my heck, we dealing with this situation now. I'm so in love with who I'm talking to now. Oh my God, Mom. Oh my God, he's so wonderful. You don't know what's wonderful. You ain't had enough dingling. You don't know what the world is good.
You don't need to have enough.
Right.
You don't need to have enough.
But I'm just saying,
What
though.
exactly is enough?
Jesus.
But my whole point is, don't
The one
nobody
she
know
has
nothing.
is it. She doesn't need any more.
Don't nobody know though, cause you young. You get what I'm saying? You ain't experienced enough. You haven't seen enough. So if they do marry, that does wait a minute though. But if they do marry, that's fine. They can have a long standing life, but those two people are going to be different people 10 years from now. Sexually,
But they're going to grow
mentally,
together.
they supposed to grow together. That's what you want.
That's
but
what
that's
you
not
should
necessarily
be
always
doing.
the case.
But see, that's the thing that lacks in a lot of relationships is feeling that you can be open enough to speak with your partner about any and everything, no matter how you may think they feel. You should be that comfortable with your significant other.
But
to
should
speak.
you? Should you?
Yes.
Why?
I can't even make my normal
Why
sounds.
would you?
I
Why
can't even do my
shouldn't you?
normal sounds. I can't. Should you? It's cracked up. Anyway,
Because you sound crazy.
But yeah, you should feel that comfortable to talk to your
Right.
significant other.
They're supposed to be your best friend.
Right.
That whatever I can go run
I used
and
to think
tell
like that.
Marquita,
I used to think that way.
I should be able to go run.
And to a certain extent, I still do. However, I still feel the need, and this going back to therapy. I just had a session today. And my whole thing is, there should be a third party. I think we all should have some therapists. There may be some stuff I don't need to tell my wife. I need to get it off with a therapist, because if I tell my wife, we probably ain't gonna be married.
So
Everybody can't handle all your stuff.
I agree with you. Going to a therapist, but what do you mean by telling your wife or your significant other you may not be together? Like, I don't.
I literally mean that. She may not be able to handle whatever it is I want to say at this time in my life, because we all mature in certain areas at different times. I've always said that. We all mature in certain areas at different times. So she may not be able to handle what it is I want to lay out right now. Doesn't mean I don't need to tell her next year or the year after, but as of right now, she ain't going to be able to handle it.
So,
but you are taking that choice away from her by saying, I'm just not going to share it with her. You are taking that because she may be able to handle it. But see,
but
we
still,
human, we ain't robots.
But still, hiding that if
it's just as bad.
If she chooses not to continue on with you after that, then that's her choice. Why deny her that option just because you scared of losing it? But if that's how you feel, and if she feels something totally opposite, then it should be put out there. And you see where it goes from there. That's being selfish because you're trying to hold on to something. You're trying to hold on to how you feel. And I want to hold on to her, so I ain't going to say nothing about it. And now, because who's to say when you come tell me a year from now, and I know that you've been thinking this way or felt this way a year from now, to say that I still won't have that same notion in my mind. Oh, okay. Well,
but
no,
look, though.
I can't handle that. Don't
But
worry.
look, though.
I don't want to deal with that.
just 2-3 episodes ago, you the same person that said women are selfish. We all a little selfish. I remember that because
we're all a little selfish when it comes
we
to
were talking about
our
polygamy.
man.
We were talking about polygamy. I get what you're saying,
Right.
but what I'm saying is we are a bit selfish. So just because you saying you should share that with me. Blah blah blah. And listen, let me put this out there. I ain't got nothing I need to share. I'm talking
Right.
from.
Just hypothetically.
But what I'm saying is, if you saying that you selfish in the terms of polygamy, then why your husband can't be selfish and saying, listen, I don't want to lose my wife. I'm not ready to, because I don't know, because at the end of the day, we don't know if she's going to accept it or not, if she's going to walk away or not. I don't know. It ain't nothing immoral. It ain't nothing illegal. It's just maybe I feel in some way sexually or something. I don't want to share it right now. So let me talk to a therapist about it. Work that shit out with my therapist, and then bring it to my wife down the line. I don't want to share it with her because I don't want to lose it, because there's a little bit of me that's a little selfish that loves I love coming home to a cooked meal. I love my wife taking care of my family. Blah 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 blah.
Then stay at home. What you got a side piece for?
Exactly.
You just it's the point
So-
you just
so
made.
listen,
So if
he-
you want all
he
that,
kinda
and you
just
don't want
shut
the
my-
risk.
You kind of just shut my little argument down, bro.
You just going in circles. Like it
Right.
is what it is. Like either you want your wife for what
But-
you
but-
have a
but-
wife for,
You
Right.
which
I
can
ain't
do
gonna
all
stunt.
those things,
I ain't gonna
or you're
stunt.
going to keep doing what you're going to do and get a side piece.
Right.
He kind of
But
shut my
I-
little.
Right.
I like
shut
to take
it
the,
down.
even if I agree with it, I love taking the other side of it, but I don't really know where to go after that. But I say this though, just for the sake of, we can close it, but just for the sake of carrying it on, I want my Kate and Edith too.
Your
Kate and Edith.
Kate and Edith.
I want them both, man. It's a
You
lot
want
of
your
guys.
cake and
They want
Edith?
it both, though. Seriously, there's a lot of guys who want both. They want their side pieces, some piece, or whatever it may be, and they want it.
So if that's the case, stack your bread up. Stack your bread up,
Right.
so you can have two females like that in different areas, to where you can visit and you can you can contribute in some way to where they can keep you happy and
Right.
that satisfaction. You ain't gotta keep just one.
All right, the judges have decided he won this one, so move on. Man.
Right. That's right. Now.
I ain't got
Tell him. Tell him.
So the
I
other
ain't got
thing
that.
was kind of saying
Either you cheat and get caught, and then you like
Right.
Right. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
or you just don't get in a committed relationship and just have like
As many
serious
women-
multiple
Right.
relationships.
right.
But that comes back to that selfish stuff, though. Let me get back in the mic. That comes back to that selfish stuff, though. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose her. You want to hold on to her, and it is selfish. It's very much selfish. You don't want her to be free. There's a lot of people like that. They just control her.
No. That didn't mean that she couldn't do her thing too. We have our.
Oh, you know,
agreement.
ain't no man gonna go for that.
How you know that?
I don't know that. I'm
Right.
just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Majority of
'Cause I
them
would.
ain't.
Right.
But
'Cause
But
my
ain't no
thing-
man going for that.
Majority of them ain't.
Right.
No, they're not. Let's just be honest. Most of them are that. What's that guy that got kicked off all the socials? Y'all know the was he white or something? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that
Yeah, sat around talking about
misogynistic guy.
I ain't want. My
And
wife is gonna stay at home and
she's-
da da
yeah.
da da. And I was like,
I'm
man,
going to
this
go
dude
on
is
trips,
crazy.
but she can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
really?
can't have
Right.
a girls' weekend, but I can go be with my guys.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah, that man was off. He was off his rocker. I
Yeah,
forgot
he
what his
was.
name is. Something Tate. Andrew Tate. Is that it?
Is it
That
Andrew
sound right?
Tate? Something like that.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah,
this
no.
guy's crazy, man.
Yeah. So staying with that same vein, I guess we're going to switch it to the ladies. So there was a question that was posed that says, why women want providers but don't want to be nurturers?
Insecurity.
I never thought of that.
Why do women want providers?
And I really can't answer that because
wanna
I
be
feel like
nurturers.
I've always been a nurturer in a sense. So
Yeah.
I remember when
can't.
you put that in the group text, and I really didn't get it. Somebody gonna have to explain that one to me.
Nurture, like be there for you. Just like how your mom is. Like if you're sick, she takes care of you. She feeds you. She gives you soup. She takes your temp. Whatever. She takes care of you. This is the whole point. You want somebody that's going to take care of you at a level, not necessarily like your mom, but at a level as your mom.
Right.
That's what you. I mean, essentially, when you're looking for a wife, that's what you essentially look for anyway. And for a woman who's gonna provide and not provide, but just give you that comfort and just take care of you when you come home.
Right.
I looked at it more so, like you said, that and taking care of the household, holding you down, all of that, everything that, basically, I want you to go out there and make the bread for the house, and I take care of everything else. I'm supposed to be your support system mentally, as well as cooking when you get, having food for you when you come home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, the whole nine.
Right.
But I guess some females are lacking. I know they say they not cooking and stuff these days, and so.
Yeah, I
That
got lucky.
again goes
So what you
back
got, Marquis?
to. I feel that goes back to how the woman was raised.
I was gonna go there too. Yeah.
Because, again, going back as far as there's a lot of females that feel that they need to be independent. They don't need no man. So that's where it's lacking of being nurturing, because they feel like they do everything. So.
And they don't want to put their pee away.
Thank you. That's what I said on another episode. And I've learned to put my pee away. So, again, it's like I said, it's going back to how you're raised.
I just believe that for one, you can't fault a person for wanting security,
Right.
right? I think it's more so that it's just sorriness. Should I say sorriness? I want
to call a woman sorry.
a woman that doesn't want to do anything. I'm gonna call her sorry.
Okay.
Cause I remember
to a degree.
I told my wife that I didn't want to marry her. I told her that I refused to marry somebody that wouldn't help me accomplish the goals that we wanted together.
That's what a partnership is.
Exactly. So, and I know we talking about nurturing, but it's a part of that pie.
Right. It's a
And
help
if you can't help me get there, then I don't need you.
Right.
I can do this thing on my own, or just have a bunch of side pieces and get it done. Because sex a part of the pie too.
It is.
Hell, I could pay for it. No, I wouldn't tell nobody go do nothing like that. But my point is,
That's
no,
another
seriously
upcoming topic.
Oh yeah, it is.
That's a good
Matter of fact, we can jump into it, but I think that it comes down to the way that they were raised. Women aren't raising young women to be that atypical young woman anymore. They're doing this entire you need to be independent. Go out there to college, do all this stuff, which is great. That's wonderful. But at the same time, you want a man need to take care of you, and as long as you got that between your legs, you should never have to want for nothing. They literally be having these conversations with these people, with these young women. But on the flip side of that, they ain't teaching them that comes with a price. There's a price you got to pay. It's either with your heart or with your credit card, because they love Cartier.
Well, I was just thinking too.
No, y'all not listening. That's them serious lyrics. Y'all ain't listening.
Anywho, what you saying now?
I was just going to say, like, I feel like, there are a lot of females out there, too, who have never actually had a father figure, so they don't know exactly what to look for when it comes to a man.
There you go.
So,
yes,
I know you mentioned this last time when you would say, women got to let men be a man when it comes to those certain situations. But again, it all come like y'all mentioned, all because of how they was raised. That there's no man figure in the life. Then they're not gonna understand what it is to be around a man.
Right. And it's funny you say that.
That's the whole thing of a father. Is to have like a father to a daughter is pretty much boyfriend girlfriend without the intimacy.
Right.
If you think about it.
Right.
And it's the same thing when it comes to a son and a mom. If you had traditionally, those relationships are always stronger because they're always because they're opposite. If you don't have that, there's a connection that's lost.
Right.
I think a lot of people never really bring that up, though.
I agree.
A lot of people never bring up the whole fact that these young women need fathers in their lives. Yeah. They always talk about
daddy's girl,
young men who end up in prison and stuff because they ain't have a father role model. But nobody ever talks about the need for the daughter needing their father in their life.
I think that's a big thing. I think even when me and you first started talking, I believe that I mentioned I have daddy issues. I've always wanted to be a daddy's girl, and I was not. I knew my father, but he was more so of an absent father. I seen him on occasions or whatever, but we didn't have that relationship that I wanted because I wanted to be a daddy's girl, and I was never a daddy's girl. So a lot of the issues that I did have when it came to relationships outside of my attitude were because of issues that I had not having a father in my life. And I can't sit here and say that I didn't have positive male role models in my life because I did. Marquita's dad used to school me all the time. I used to be like, oh Lord, what Warren about to say today? Oh Jesus. But he was a role model. And I had my uncle. My uncle, I don't know if I could say this, but he kind of my favorite uncle. But
shout out Uncle Dennis.
Right, Uncle Dennis. Hey. But he taught me a lot of things. So I've had male figures in my life, but I was still lacking wanting to be a daddy's girl because I also have a brother. My dad had a son, and I looked at their relationship, and I could say now I was jealous of that because to me they had a better relationship than what me and him had. So therefore, it was certain things that I looked for in relationships or even overlooked in relationships, trying to seek what I didn't get out of the relationship that I had with my dad. So, yeah,
that's normally how it is. Mm-hmm. You know,
my therapist asked me today, how do you want your kids to remember you? Mm-hmm. I was like, I kind of laughed it off. I said, man, that was a deep question out of the blue, man. And then when you just mentioned Marquita's dad, and we attended his funeral, and in the entire, you could tell that he touched a lot of people.
Definitely.
So I paused for a while, and I said, you know, I think I just want to be remembered as a person who, no matter if they made mistakes or not, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That they rebounded, because we going to get hit with a lot of adversity. Mm-hmm. We're going to get hit with a lot of things. But it's how you respond to that.
Right.
Do you pick yourself back up and move forward? You know? Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side of that, these daggone kids, bro. Oh, my God. Listen, man. So I told her, I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. And I told her about the podcast, so she might be listening right now. But I told her, I'm going to be honest with you. It's sometimes I don't care how they feel. Because they getting on my daggone nerves, man. Them daggone kids, boy, they don't listen.
They ain't the same.
And, you know, you go out your way. You go out your way for these kids, man. You go out your way for these kids, man, and they don't care. Mm-hmm. Don't none of that matter.
Oh no.
It's like they feel like you owe them. Like,
yep.
What?
Yeah, like I had to do something for you.
I didn't ask to be here. You
brought me in this world.
Who was you talking to?
You should be grateful you here, because I should have took you out a long time ago.
Hello.
Boy, listen.
But like I said, these kids are not the same. Lord, I think that's why the Lord has not blessed me with a child. He blessed me with this dog that almost is about to get sent back. But yeah, these kids ain't the same.
Oh, that's so true. That's so true. But like I said, kids are gonna work your nerve until you die. you gonna worry about them that long. They gonna make you mad, because you got to keep in mind, you too. I'm quite sure my mama be like, even now she be like, you know what?
Yeah, I mean, I got. We have a blended family, I think we said that in the intro.
Yep.
So I got three
Bonus kids.
however you want to call. I don't even be doing that. I call them my kids, and they the ones got me calling them step kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I guess that make them feel comfortable, like somebody was trying to, step too far over or whatever. I don't know, but anyway, this oldest one here lately though, it's like you see. It's like, listen, man, don't make these You can see the pitfall. You know what I'm saying? You can see where you headed, and you like, hey, look, man.
I've been there before.
Yeah, don't do that.
Right. You try to, but you got to know. You know, when you was growing up, you
don't want to listen to nobody.
You don't want to listen,
either.
and then when you get to the age that they're, when they get to the age that you're, talking to them or whatever, it's like, dang, I should have listened.
Right.
But you got to learn for yourself.
Right.
Right.
And that's,
And that's what I used to actually tell my mom. I hear you,
right?
But let me experience this myself. Let me figure this out. Let me mess up. Let me suffer the consequences, and either I'm gonna bounce it back or I ain't. But
don't do I told you so though.
Right.
Right. No.
Well, my mom has never did
that. No, I'm just saying, but like, just don't.
Right. I wouldn't do that because my parents do that crap. Like how many times we gonna talk about this thing for 15 years, man? Like, come on, let it go, man. Right. My life.
Right. But that's how they feel because, like you said, we got this 18-year-old. She grown now. It's her life. She gonna make her decisions. I'ma tell you, and at this point, it's up to you to decide. I'm not about to beat a dead horse.
Right.
You either gonna listen to my guidance or you're not. But I thank God that she is maturing.
Oh, definitely, definitely, I agree.
So
she's getting a lot better.
She's not. Yeah. She's not just out there all wild and free and stuff. But she she's going through the young adult phase of life, and she's gonna figure a lot of things out on her own, and it's gonna be
great.
Yeah, and you gotta let.
It's gonna be great.
You can't hold their hand through everything. Right.
They gotta scrape their knee, just give them that Band-Aid.
Right.
It's frustrating because it's like sometimes you just like, man, just listen sometime, man.
It's
like you don't even want to take.
It's easier said than done. Like,
but you know what? A lot of times we feel like they aren't listening because they aren't responding how we want them to respond. But a lot of times they are listening,
and that's true too. Because I got a mentor. I got a mentor that it's nothing that he's ever said that I didn't take in. I just didn't. Sometimes you know how you read the Bible and you don't get it right then.
Right.
It may take me going through a certain situation before I get it. So she may be listening. I just I feel like you ain't.
But then some things you don't really understand until you go through it. You really got to experience it and mess up, and then you be like, oh, that's what you were talking about. I get it now. It was something my mom was telling me the other day, and I was like, oh, I see it now. I see what you're talking about.
Right.
And I'm past grown. So so sometimes it takes that aha
you ain't that grown. You ain't that grown yet.
I'm growner than you.
And sometimes it just takes sometimes just how whatever the message was delivered.
Right. That's true.
Parents have a bad tendency of, instead of talking, we like to raise our voice and get loud. Think about, like, just as a regular person, like if there wasn't you wasn't talking to a little kid, you talk to somebody else, would you talk to them like, hey, don't do that, hey, if you teach them to be in a hostile lifestyle, that's all they're gonna think of.
It's true.
So it's just like if you have dogs and stuff like that, it's pointless to hit them because they don't understand.
Right. I can't hit my dog. No, I'm joking. No, I'm playing.
But what I'm saying, like hit because I had a bad thing about that. When I get mad at the dog, I just hit it. You just hit the dog hard too, but
poor dog.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's just the same thing when it comes to kids.
Right. Right.
We haven't touched on this. I know it's not on the itinerary for today, but since we here, I know Marquita, like we were just talking about her, she had a stepfather. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any step parents. I was actually raised by family members. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, I had parents. Mm. We just didn't get along like that. So I was raised by my grandparents and my aunt. You know, pretty much the village kind of raised me, right? Mm-hmm. So I know you had various stepfathers, right? Well, not various stepfathers. I shouldn't say that, but you had various role models, male role models. You had what? 2 stepfathers? Yeah. You got one now currently, and you had one.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah, they pretty cool too. Did you have any step parents? Or you?
I got a step parent now. My mom has been married for 2 years now. She's in South Carolina.
Hey, Mom. All right. Hey,
What's up, Mom?
Well, I didn't have any step, but I am a step parent, obviously. So, what do y'all think the role is now?
Role as the end of
What you mean?
For a step parent, excuse me. How would y'all? What would y'all say is the role for them?
Well,
I was. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just say, my stepdad, my dad, he came into my life when I was 9, I believe, and he, on paper, you would have thought I was his child. Nothing was on paper, but you would have thought I was his child. Like, came from him.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just when you get in a relationship, whatever relationship with the mother, it's a package deal. So, if you love the mother, you got to love the child. So, and I feel with him, he loved me before he loved my mom, because I love French fries, and he spoiled me with French fries. So he won me over with French fries, so, but yeah, I just feel, it's a package deal, so.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Definitely.
I know. Did you ever feel like he treated you and your brother any differently?
So me and my brother are 13 years apart. I mean, some, but not really. If I needed something, I got it. If my brother needed something, he got it. So, I mean, it's
what about with the discipline?
My brother was spoiled. Like, yeah,
She spoiled.
It's always the older one that gets the beat down.
Right. The older one always gets the worst.
Well, you too, like you said, y'all are 13 years apart, so you have to look at that age gap, because I could say that when it comes to Sienna. Sienna is 18. Josiah is just turned 5 the other day. The way that I treated Sienna and the way that I treat Josiah is totally different, only because my mindset is different.
Well, you learn too.
Yeah, I was about to say I was
experience.
right. I was just figuring it out.
Well, I want to stay particularly with the step parent.
Oh, well,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
But in a sense, it kind of goes hand in hand, because he started out with her at a young age, but 13 years later, they have another child. He's had 13 years to figure things out with Marquita first,
right?
And then her brother comes in the scene. You're gonna do things totally different, and then gender plays a different role in it too. A lot of parents don't like to admit it, but they do treat the opposite sex
better,
right? So some want to have a little bit more leadway than what the other one had,
right?
So,
because I swear my curfew was 12 o'clock. And if I came in the house at 12:01, no, I didn't come in the house. I had to sleep in the car.
Yeah. Marquita had to come back to the house plenty of times.
Let this little boy, he could come in the house anytime he want to. But no, he really didn't. But basically he did. So yeah, like she said, it is, the gender does make a difference.
I was gonna say, I think it depends on how old the child is too when the step parent comes into their life. Because if they're younger, like 9 years old and stuff like that, at that point, you're still there's a lot to learn at that point. Now, let's just say my step parent came when I was like 16, our relationship's gonna be different from, especially you're at a starting point.
Right.
Because one, I'm gonna look at him differently than a 9-year-old is gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at him from basically man to man instead of a child to another person that your mom happened to get with and that you have to deal with.
Right.
Right.
Because, and on top of that, when you're at the age difference between 9 and 16 years old, 16 is a lot for him. It's a lot harder for him to come in.
Right. Definitely. Even because Justin started out at that preteen phase.
Yeah, with the oldest, I think she was preteen.
The other ones were younger.
Yeah, I think it was a lot easier with the younger ones than the older. With the oldest one, man, that was a very challenging time with that one. I'm gonna say challenging, man. It's still a challenge. I don't. But see, now she's 18. I don't look at it. To be honest with you, I never looked at it as I was coming in trying to be their parent though. Mm-hmm. And I know that may have been the wrong approach, but I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this thing. I just came into it like, hey, look, because she was crying all the time because her father was never there. Mm-hmm. Dude just didn't. Look, I ain't about to badmouth the guy, but dude just never did anything. So that thing hurt me, because she was in there like it was a birthday one time. And it's the oldest I'm talking about. It was her birthday. And sometimes I still cry about this thing. She was in there, man. And I said, hey, is your dad, what your dad get you? And she was like, nothing. I said, oh, did he take you somewhere? No. I ain't seen him. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, wow, bro. Really? So, and then this was his normal thing. What was it, for about 3 years?
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, now here comes the superhero. He wants to put a cape on, but it's all good because I always wanted him in their life anyway. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's just he took it the wrong way. I never wanted anything but their father to be in their life anyway. So, but so my approach was more so like, hey man, might not be your father, but I'm gonna try to be the best male role model that I could be. Mm-hmm. Not your friend. I'm not your friend. Mm-hmm. You go to school for that. And I've always made that clear. Mm-hmm. I'm not your little friend. You go to school for that mess. Call one of your homeboys or something. I don't care, but I ain't trying to be your daddy. I'm just trying to be the best male role model. And that could, but being in management and everything, I always had people, kind of up under me. You know what I mean? And look up to me like that. So that was kind of easy to step into, for me. But as far as the discipline is concerned, obviously I never put my hands on them. I almost did. A few times, man. I almost did.
Oh, Lord.
And not that I cared about their daddy or nothing, because I don't. But I almost did, man. Because they just so hard hit. But I think it was more so I think they respected me. You get what I'm saying? Right. More so at the beginning. More so than now. But they could just be they getting older and getting teenage, honoring. But so I never really had to. But it was just more so, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, quiet down. Y'all quit fighting. Because between them and, my biological son, to me, man, I don't do that step. Mm-hmm. Y'all not half nothing. Y'all whole siblings. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Y'all the only thing that you have at the end of the day is each other. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna, as long as I'm breathing, I'm not gonna condone y'all. You gonna fight with your
siblings, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna condone the hate and all that. I don't want to see that crowd.
Right.
You gonna love one another, and they do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they definitely do. Jesus. So I'm glad. I'm really blessed, and I'm glad that he got them though, for real. Yeah. Anyway, prostitution.
Ooh.
That's a crazy way to jump into it, but I don't know no other way to do it.
Just dive
right in. We go jump from one subject like that, then prostitution.
Right.
So this is I listen to a lot of like talk radio, like NPR, and this stuff has been coming up. Not I wouldn't say a lot lately, but over the years, but with women's rights and all of that coming up through abortion and stuff, which I know we said that we were going to do abortion this week. However, we felt like that was that can take up an entire episode. We want to put some real research into it and possibly have some guests on. If you're interested, officialenamored@gmail.com. Or if you know anyone that's like firsthand got some experience into the whole topic of abortion, such as like a nurse, therapist, OBGYN, we would love to have you on.
Even political.
Political affiliate, of course, yeah.
Well, on both sides, though. I prefer to have both sides if we do speak with politicians. So
right. But we want to. I'm not even gonna promise it's gonna be next week. I want it to be right when we do it. But with women's rights and things like that, we came up with the whole should prostitution be made legal, or is it time to at least have the conversation of whether or not we should legalize prostitution? What do y'all think?
It's for me, and I left my notebook, but it's...
Hold on, we gonna take a pause because I want to. We gonna have this one. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
No. I'm good. I'm good because I can always.
Okay.
So I can't fully say yes, we need to consider making it legal, but I can't fully sit here and say that no, it shouldn't be an option. Like it, because it's one of those things that'll be hard to differentiate. Of course, there'll be people out there that can sit there and say, oh yeah, I chose to do this or whatever. However, you'll still have people out there who are manipulating and pimping out, for the lack of a better term, pimping out people to be in it. Just because it's legal doesn't mean that it's going to take away what
legality brings regulations.
Right, but it's not going to change it. You look at it. There's still situations, not to change the subject, but there's still situations where states have made marijuana illegal. But do people still abuse marijuana?
Yes.
Absolutely. So therefore, making it legal really didn't, for the ones that are still going to abuse it, it didn't make it any better. It didn't change anything because they still going to use it in whatever form and aspect that they choose to use it in. So the same goes for prostitution. People are still going to abuse it more so just because it's now legal.
I get your point.
My thing is, I don't know. I just feel like if somebody wants to sell their cookie box, let them sell their cookie box. Like, it ain't our business. Make them pay taxes.
But see, everybody doesn't want to sell their cookie box. Not
you're saying,
willingly.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
I don't necessarily want to sell my cookie box,
but if you want to make some money.
But I'm being told if I don't go out here and sell my cookie box now,
okay, yeah,
it's whatever my consequences are for not going out here to do it.
Yeah,
now, if somebody comes up to me and asks me, "Hey, are you doing this freely?" And of course, they don't ask you like that, but are you doing this on your own term? Of course, I'm gonna say yeah, because I don't know what consequences are gonna come if I say no and somebody else gets right. So, right, I don't want to suffer the consequences that may come, or if I don't answer this correctly. So, I don't.
So I guess it's different. So, well, I guess prostitution, they have a pimp, I guess what it is. But that's what I'm saying. So
some do, some don't. But with prostitution, from what I was looking at, they're different forms of prostitution.
Right.
So, and human trafficking is considered in there. You could jump in at any time because you're making this face like you just need.
I'm listening. I'm listening, trying to get all your point.
That there are different forms of just prostitution, so it's not necessarily just. It's some that are out there just doing it because, just like you got strippers out there, so they just I need to make some extra money, so I got a cookie box, or for those that don't have they got the magic stick and they gonna go out there and do what they want, Right. So,
I think. Well, my thoughts on it are, I think we looking at it too. You thinking of this thing more so as people walking the street prostituting, and
it's deeper than that.
Yeah, I think it's much deeper than that. I don't even have all the answers because that thing when I started researching, that thing went so deep, man, more than I could keep in my head. But
and there's so many opinions on it.
Yeah, and there's so many.
Definitely.
And it's actually legal in a lot of countries already. And they're doing better than the US in terms of the correlating crimes have dropped tremendously by just legalizing the trade of sex.
Oh wow.
Okay. So just going on with that, in a way I can see how that can possibly work. The reason why I say it is because when we think about prostitution, we obviously think about the worst way possible. 9 times out of 10, but reality, 9 times out of 10, most of these women are drugged.
Yeah.
So if you legalize it, that means you have the right to put rules and regulation in place to where it's not to that extreme, to where it's almost like
having a regular
pornography without video.
Regular job, yeah.
Without the video.
They got to get tested on a regular basis.
Exactly. But, and then that
they
could
get access to health care.
Those women to stay clean, or always have regular checkups, or blah blah blah. Make a whole
money that
business out of it that's legitimate.
I mean, like I was saying, keep the money that they're making, because, like you were alluding to, there are a lot of people who have kidnapped these young women. These be kids, man. They done kidnap these kids, making them have sex and giving them $20 out of they done made $2,000. You get what I'm saying? So that they can. That's only enough money so they can eat. That ain't enough for them to ever be able to get out of it. And then they're scared. They're scared. That's why they don't run away. You know what I'm saying? I came across a post about a girl who got kidnapped years ago that was in the hospital, and they thinking that she doesn't even know because she was so young. She said, "I know I'm from Gastonia, but I don't know my parents." And she's 20-something years old now. Oh, wow. She was 9 years old when she was kidnapped.
Wow.
And they're saying, "Yo, you look just like her." She's a lot heavier, but you look just like her. So I think what I was saying was, you were saying that it can be regulated. So that comes with testing. That comes with W-2 form, proof of income, all type of things, right? So there's a lot of benefits to just legalizing it. Now, I think I was trying to lead into the whole it's correlation on crime. So if because the demand is going nowhere. Prostitution is the oldest, I think they say the oldest profession in the world. The demand ain't going nowhere. People are always going to use prostitutes. But if we keep it illegal, then it's like we're forcing it into the black market zone. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because as long as there's a demand, somebody's going to feel it.
Right.
So you can either make it legal and regulate it and benefit from the taxes and all of that stuff, or you can make it illegal and it's still going to get done. Right? You sitting there looking like, no, but I'm serious. Who stopped it? Who has stopped prostitution? We just said it's everywhere, right? Who has stopped it?
You can't stop it.
You can't stop it. People They prostitute. Even the people who don't think they prostitutes have prostituted themselves. Talking about $40, leaving $40. They make it a joke.
I know, right?
You prostituting yourself.
I like Cartier. That's prostituting yourself.
You prostituting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
that's that wine, man.
No.
But listen,
No, that was from the heart.
He said he felt that one.
That was
Thank
from
you.
the heart.
But see, my whole thing is it doesn't necessarily stop for the people because it's always somebody out there that wants the forbidden fruit, for the lack of a better term. They want the forbidden fruit. So therefore, they don't want, I don't want this W-2 prostitute right here. She wouldn't be called a prostitute at that point, but I don't want her.
Right.
I want what's off limits. Mm-hmm.
And you still gonna have that because you still gonna have people. I don't care how much we legalize it. We ain't never gonna legalize. No, we ain't never gonna legalize child abuse. So you're still gonna have people that's gonna go out there doing stuff like that.
Even not more so child abuse. Even it'll still be grown men and women being abducted, and human trafficked. Just because prostitution is made legal, it's not going to stop that.
But it may not stop it. But is it not going to decrease it?
It definitely slows the status down, or the statistics of it.
Mm-hmm.
And is that not a positive?
It is, but
Statistically,
does it really slow it down? Because Nevada has not the whole state of Nevada. They have certain counties within Nevada that prostitution is quote unquote legal. They have brothels, right? Which is prostitution, right?
Yeah, but it ain't statewide though.
No, that's why I said certain counties, right? Mm-hmm. That have legalized prostitution. Overall, even so, they have it within these counties. The state of Nevada overall have their rates decreased.
But
have their rates decreased?
Hold on. Let me actually let me suggest this though. They charging $1,000, and you know what I'm saying, and they charging abnormal behind prices too.
As they should. What makes you think that you should get this?
But that's not what I'm saying, babe. What I'm saying is, you're gonna have, if I can't get it for $40, and I know that if I pick up somebody off the street that'll give it to me for $40, why in the heck am I gonna go out here and spend $1,000, $2,000 on it? So yeah, that would be a driving factor as to why they still making it. Why the illegal aspect of prostitution would still be thriving, because it's cheaper.
Do you think that the weed man costing as much as the dispensaries? No.
That's the point. You proving my point. I don't know what you saying.
What I'm saying is, so legalizing it is not about to change it.
That's greed. It would change it. It would change it more so if people wouldn't. First of all, we live in America, so we got a free market. Mm-hmm. You can base your prices. Everybody base their prices on what's around. Blah 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 blah. Right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna have the BMW, and you're gonna have the Honda, right? Or I should have said Acura and Honda. But you're gonna have the Acura brothels, and you're gonna have the Honda brothels. And the Honda brothels are going to come in at the low price of $59.99. Right? So, all I'm saying is,
and they only make $40 after tax.
If the government ever says, okay, we're gonna legalize this thing so we can protect these women, because that is an argument. There is an argument to say that they are protecting those women. We're gonna legalize this thing so we can protect these women. And the free market is going to bring in their prices at their price point. And you're going to have those different levels. And when people still go out there and do something illegal and they start locking them up for 25, 30 years, because they're not getting that right now. But if they start locking them up, because we done made it legal and you still going to go out there doing that, what you want to do, we're going to change the laws, we're going to rewrite it. And now we're going to start locking you up for 25, 35 years. We're going to make an example out of you. It's going to force people to say, hey, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go into this brothel real quick, do what I got to do. Whether I agree, and I don't really agree with it, be honest with you, but let me go ahead and do what I got to do. Actually, now that I think about it, and I hadn't looked this up, but I'm just wondering, does it bring the crime rate down? I'm talking about violent crime.
Would it bring? You're asking, would it bring it down?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's a correlation. I'm just wondering if there's a correlation between people get men, because we know men are the ones going out here shooting every damn thing up. It ain't women.
Right.
So if men are able to get their rocks off, quote unquote, right? Is there a correlation between that? I hadn't looked, and sometimes stuff ain't in black and white. You gotta look, so we could look at violent crime rates in these areas where prostitution is legal before it was made legal, and then see what happened to it. I'm pretty sure I'm willing to bet that stuff did drop, because men oftentimes when you relieve, you ain't thinking about harming nobody. you know, all your anger is gone. That's just from personal experience. Whatever you were mad about, whatever was on your mind, you like, psh, you know what I'm saying? You do come down a little bit. Your aggression comes down.
Yeah, but there's a lot of men who aren't men.
Huh?
You said, say what you just said again. You just said, as a man, you basically just say what you mean, and that's it.
I'm kind of confused. I think what I was saying was with the aggression, because most violent crime is done by men. We know that. That's not even up for debate. If prostitution were legal, is there a correlation that says legalizing prostitution in these countries that have already done it, is there a correlation that their violent crime rates went down? That's beating people up, murder. I haven't looked. That's what I'm saying. You saying there isn't?
I'm saying this is my
my
personal opinion. Yeah, I don't think so. It's just like in that aspect, statistically, overall, yeah, maybe it might bring the crime whatever down. But if you're looking at murders and stuff like that, wondering if those went decreased or not. I doubt that decreased because of prostitution becoming legal. If that makes sense, in its own category. If you separate this from this has nothing to do with that. Those people that are doing these particular things ain't worried about that.
I don't know, because everybody's going up in arms about this Jeffrey Dahmer, right? That's a mix between sex crime and violent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's both.
Right, but he actually had the opportunity to get his rocks off, and he was still killing people. So
yeah. But I'm saying that he was saying. Well, what I'm saying is he was saying that there was no correlation, and I actually think that there is a correlation between people finding other forms of relief for their anger. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, most of this stuff is predicated on you just being angry and don't know how to deal with it.
I can agree with like, you know, for example, like prostitution being in correlation with some type of violence or whatever, whether it could be like domestic violence or happens to because of domestic violence, it could become murder. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you know, taking prostitution away, I don't necessarily really think that would make a really big difference in percentage or in numbers or anything like that. Because again, you're still separate. You separate the two, even though they correlate together every once in a while. There's still
it's
two
not
separate subjects.
Exactly. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, and you may very well be right. I was just thinking. I just threw it out. You know.
Well, I don't know, because you look at female entertainers, their boyfriend, significant other get upset just with them going out there and entertaining. So you mean tell me everybody that's out there being a toot, they significant other just gonna be like, yeah, it's okay, go ahead. And they're not gonna get jealous. They're not gonna have those violent rages. That's not about the change.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Nah, there's no way that relationship's gonna work unless I'm able to do that too.
So,
You
so
know
then,
what I'm saying?
so then the argument for legalizing prostitution should stick with. We're saying that the argument for legalizing prostitution should basically stick with the key points we made. It gives the women some form of protection. They are able to now have W-2 employees, meaning they can get proper homes, getting benefits, they are entitled to proper health care. They're entitled to all of these things that we do by going to work at McDonald's every day, right? Mm-hmm. So, and they make a heck of a living too, by the way. I'm talking about we talking six figures. I mean, even the ugliest girl at the strip club does that. I shouldn't say that, man. I'm just messing, man. Well. But hey, listen, I went to a strip club and it was an older white woman, and she told me, and the girl could dance, and it was like art. It was like watching her was like a work of art, and what I mean is she didn't look good. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't attracted to her, but what I'm saying is the way she could work the pole, like she went up all the way up to the top. You know what I'm saying? Was spinning around and on her hand. I was like, wow, what in the world? Strong as I don't know what. Gotta be a gymnast or something, right? I had never seen that before. Because most of these girls that I go to, I didn't go to white strip club. I was going to black ones. They just getting off because they look pretty. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These ones really had to put that work in. So all But I was listening to the Red Table Talk podcast with Grammy. Mm-hmm. Is that her name?
Grammy. Mm-hmm.
Grammy was saying, was interviewing the lady that did the P-Valley show. And she was trying to...
I don't watch P-Valley.
I'm actually going to start... I'm actually, after listening to it, I think I'm going to give it a shot. But I just don't...
Let me know how it is.
Right. Yeah, I just don't want to see all the homosexual stuff. But like my friend said, you can just fast forward through it because that's what he does, right? Mm-hmm. Well, no, he said he actually watches it. He said it just doesn't bother him. But anyway, he said you can just fast forward through it. But anyway, he's not gay, bro. Don't do that.
Ain't nobody even saying anything.
No, it's not true. I was talking about Marquita, man. She was like,
I ain't do nothing.
She was like, oh. But look, man, I think I'm gonna watch it, man, because the lady was talking about how that's an entire world and profession that we don't give much credits to.
Oh, I give strippers I give pole dancers they credit because
it's
I went to a pole class a few times and I was like, Jesus, this is a
upper body strength.
This is a workout.
but when they
that was cute. That was
right.
Cute. That was cute.
but they're doing this right, and we don't give credence to the athleticism that they are displaying.
Oh yeah,
we don't, because we so focused as men when we go in there. Well, I can speak for myself. When you go in there, I'm in the mindset of just pure. Well, not all the time, but I'm in the mindset most of the time just pure sex, right? I'm just looking at body parts. Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking about. First of all, she got to have a lot of mental fortitude to be able to go up on that pole naked and perform in front of everybody.
That's just comes with confidence.
Yeah. Sure.
But everybody doesn't have that. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's just people fully clothed, right? Not even doing anything like that.
Can't even walk into a room.
Right. Can't give a speech. They can't even do a podcast because they'd be too scared. And we just sitting here talking like we would normally do if we were just sitting. When we cut it off, we just normally talk, right? Mm-hmm. That's all we really doing, right? But people lack confidence in a lot of areas, and we should give people their credit, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, so
pole dances, I give them, but I think a lot of dancers have shied away from, not as if I just go to the strip club to know, but they've shied away from actually pole dancing. I'll give credit to a pole dancer because, honey, like I said, that takes a lot of work.
So does just you trying to downplay the whole just stripping.
Yeah.
I give credit to them.
It,
No,
see,
because
it ain't too much to take your clothes off.
Listen.
And like you said, confidence. Yeah, you have to have that. But I've seen some without some rhythm. So not as if you had rhythm while you was doing it.
Everybody see me right now, fat as I don't know what, and y'all can actually see this because it's gonna be on YouTube. You see me fat as I don't know what. If I got a problem with it, I need to do something about it.
Right. That's
right.
So I said confidence.
But a lot of people that keeps them from wanting to even be in camera. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? That keeps a lot of people out. So I don't discredit. What the word you laughing at? I don't discredit strippers for just walking around with a bathing suit on at the beach is a problem for a lot of people. Because women got this whole thing, we got this whole conception in our mind that women or even men should adhere to a certain standard of their body.
That's just because they haven't found love for themselves. That's the only reason why they're so
Right.
worried about other people.
Right.
You mean loving themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
If you don't love
You
yourself,
don't love yourself.
you always gonna feel congested. Because I've always had that issue. I never thought I did, but when I finally realized, I was like, oh shit, why?
Yeah.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Why do I feel this way?
I walk around roads hanging and all. The one thing about it, I may be fat. I ain't never been ugly. Right?
Ooh, that's that good old
Let me tell y'all
confidence
something, man.
coming up out of you. I know that's right. Love yourself,
Right.
baby. You love yourself.
Only you.
Hold on.
Can prevent forest fires.
Hey, listen, it is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying?
Not the voice again. No.
Stop.
Somebody stop this man.
Right.
Turn his mic off.
Hey, listen, man. We go hit Dom real quick, man. He got a good convo for us today.
Oh yes.
He got his notes ready.
Oh man,
and
I got my
I'm
notebook
interested
right
in this
here.
one.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, take it away. Oh no, Ebony, what's the question? What's the question?
So the questions for Dom this week were.
Oh, and if anybody else has questions for Dom, man, you'll probably be getting it answered like the next one. But anyway, officialenamored@gmail.com.
Right.
If I can, I'm still learning this whole YouTube thing. I try to have it in a link or something like that, description or something.
Or
So
comment on social media.
But yeah, definitely, put in the comment if you have any questions and let me know, and I can answer questions on the next video.
and I think we got like 8 subscribers on Instagram, man.
Hey.
Yeah, 8 whole subscribers, man.
Hey, we get somewhere.
I think one of them me. So listen, man. Hey, but all jokes aside, man, it can be getting likes, follows, and stuff like that. It can be a daunting task, and you be like, damn, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it probably ain't necessarily anything that you're doing wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you ain't got, because a lot of times you be like, man, I need to get this. I need to hire these people and have them do this. And it's like, nah, don't waste your money on that. Right. Just stay consistent and keep doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna realize the quality of what you're doing, because I have people now hitting me up like, hey, yo, I listened to it, bro. That thing good. Man, matter of fact, I got a homeboy. I stayed on the phone with this guy for like 4 hours, all the way from Atlanta to Charlotte, talking about the podcast. Bro didn't digest every episode.
Wow.
He hadn't even known. I was like, dang, I ain't sending it to him. Let me send it to him and see what he think. Bro, man, he loved it, right? Then I got another friend who said, hey, man, my wife is a big fan, bro. Actually, he did our intro. Mm-hmm. And he said, hey, man, my wife is a huge fan. And they were going somewhere and wound up missing their turn. Because they were so you know what I'm saying, so captivated with the conversation. So I'm just saying though, and of course I've gotten from people I don't know, I have gotten some feedback, not a lot, but I have gotten some feedback. So basically everybody's just saying keep doing what you're doing. We're doing pretty good. So
You got to keep working.
Awesome.
That's all we got to do is just consistency.
Consistency.
It'll come with time. It'll come with time.
All right, you ready with the question, babe?
Yes. So our question for you for this week was, what are some alternatives to sweet cravings? Because I know I'm a big, like, more than likely when we get done, I'm going to find me something sweet. So don't hold that against me today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna change it. But what are some alternatives?
Let me ask you a question. While we're starting this, do you believe there are, alternatives to sweet cravings?
I think there are. I always thought that if you were craving something, like your body was missing something, like there was some, I won't say a deficiency, but your body was lacking something, so therefore it was.
I mean, there are times where your body is deficient of something, and the body tells you in a different way for you to understand. But when it comes to sweets, I mean, there's different ways to where we can incorporate sweets without it being so unhealthy. You can do different type of fruits, even dark chocolate. This is very good for you. Smoothie. You can do all kinds of stuff like that. But also even with the brownies, cookies, and stuff like that, those normal things that we consider as desserts that we all enjoy.
Right.
It's not. You can make those healthy as well. It's not necessarily what a brownie doesn't make a brownie unhealthy. It's what you put in the brownie in the mix to make it.
Gotcha.
So instead of using, all-purpose flour, use a plant-based flour, or instead of using whole milk or something like that, use plant-based. I mean, there's a lot of things out here where they've given you options to where you can make those things that you like, but you can just use healthier options to make it. To where you can still enjoy it, but you're not consuming all those bad ingredients that are in those.
Now, would you say it has a lot to do with the amount?
The
amount that you taking
now
in.
Then of course that comes to a part as well. I mean, you don't want to. Either way, no matter what it is, too much is never good. So if you're eating too much of anything, it's
Right.
pointless.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because I've heard that even too many fruits, because it's natural sugars, can work against you. Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of overweight vegans.
But they not eating just fruit.
But yeah, that definitely comes into a play too. Which if you really get to specifics, that really comes into where our macros, which is considered our maximum nutrients for the day of what we need. And usually that calculates what our calorie intake is going to be, proteins, your fats, and your carbs and stuff like that for your whole day. Now you can do your calculations and stuff like that if you wanted to, or you can just go online or look for an app or something like that will actually calculate it for you.
Now, do you snack during the day?
So, what is your definition of snack before I answer this question?
Well, me, when I was working out, I would eat all day, right? So I would eat like a lot of nuts, you know what I mean? Things like that, peanut butter, like straight peanut butter, scoops of peanut butter.
Peanut butter isn't necessarily isn't bad for you necessarily. But again, that's definitely something that contains a lot more than just peanuts. So you got to be mindful of that as well. Again, it all comes down to what exactly is in what you're eating,
right?
Not what you're eating, because there's a lot of vegan and plant based, and there's healthier options for like even candy. Where we can even eat gummies and stuff like that without having to worry about ingesting bad materials like, high fructose corn syrup or something like that, which, takes 9 days to exit your body with, a limited amount of sugar intake within that time. Where if you was to use natural sugar, it would only take an hour or two to exit your body.
Oh wow!
And that's a big difference, and that's a big thing that we struggle with in United States in general is the fact that everybody's just focused on business and making money, which is not a bad thing. I love money, but we get so persuaded in eating these delicious looking cookies and whatever stuff they be making some days. I don't know what they be called sometimes. They just be good.
So what is Mr. Domination's favorite snack though? I mean, let's make this thing personal, man.
What's your favorite sweet? Let me get that out first because he was on sweets. What's your
favorite sweet? Ooh, I would say definitely chocolate chip cookie.
Oh.
So what do you do? Give yourself one?
Or no.
Well, I mean, I don't. Well, first of all, I don't really eat stuff unless it's usually on my cheat day.
Oh, okay.
So I usually splurge on them days a little bit. But I mean, for those individuals who just kind of like just starting out and stuff like that, set a goal, set a limitation. It could just be today I don't know, let's just say we have a box of Oreos or something like that. We, and that's a regular thing every day when we come home. Hey, like that's your first thing you go to. Let's make it. Let's limit ourselves. We usually eat this amount, so let's cut it down a little bit to where it's a reasonable point to where you can slowly get yourself off of eating something with especially with something like that has with type of ingredients in general. Not everybody can move at the same pace. Sometimes you gotta move a little slower than some individuals.
Right.
But yeah.
I think that's a good. That's pretty much that advice right there is good generally in all things. Yeah. If you want to wean yourself off of something, try not to go so much cold turkey.
Right.
Like slowly start chunking away at it. You know what I mean? Because what you're trying to do is make a lifestyle change and not necessarily just a moment change.
Right.
Yeah, but also, like I said, it could depend on you as an individual if you can move that fast or not. Some people they just really that eager to just make that change and they start
some people can
cold turkey.
You're right.
Just like that. So I mean,
definitely depend on you, right?
It all depends on if you really want it. You gonna get it regardless.
Right.
I agree.
Man, I think that was a good episode though.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me instead of me eat my 6 cookies,
okay, so
she
gonna do that whole
5.
Oh no, ma'am. 2. Right, 2.
How about we leave it off at 3 for now? All right.
Okay.
She gonna hit you
A
with
middle.
that.
A happy middle.
So what you said
What you
was,
said.
I just heard it. This just came off of Domination's lips.
Right.
I can have 5 cookies.
Right.
No. I didn't say that. I said we're gonna start at 3.
Okay.
Normally,
So if I normally eat, so try and cut it in half initially. Okay.
right. Because normally I eat a large New Yorker pizza. Now if I just go get a regular
Right.
Papa
just go give
John's
me
large,
a medium, I'll be all right.
I'll be okay.
How about a personal pan?
Right.
Nah, but in all seriousness though, man, that was great advice though.
Definitely.
Yeah, and looking for alternatives for those sweets because in today's age, there's a lot of alternatives out there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's a lot of people, especially on social media and stuff like that, are actually giving you like recipes of just
for free.
For free.
Yeah, it's right there,
and they have all the good stuff that you want.
Mm-hmm.
But
all
add
of it, man.
Healthier substance in it to make the mix up for whatever you're trying to make.
Right.
And that's all it takes.
Oh yeah.
All for free, man. Well, I reckon that's a wrap, man.
Hey, well, take us out.
Yeah. It was definitely cool today, right?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely be keep in mind for every episode. I definitely be bringing up something to deal with health or fitness wise in general. So stay tuned.
Hey.
Stay tuned, man. Hey, y'all follow us, man. YouTube. This is season 2, episode 1.
Let's get it.
YouTube,
Hey,
Facebook, TikTok,
yes,
Instagram, all that stuff, man.
Official Enamored. Check us out. Hey.